does my baby do this? Why do they wake up crying in the middle of the night or pop awake at 5 a.m. ready to party when you're absolutely not? If you've ever Googled, why does my baby wake up so much at 2 a.m., then this video is for you. Today, I'm breaking down what's actually behind night wakings and early mornings and the simple tweaks that can help you get longer stretches of sleep without cry it out or complicated schedules. Here's the first thing that every tired parent needs to hear. Night waking is normal, but frequent waking doesn't have to be. Babies don't sleep like adults do. They spend much more time in light sleep, which means they naturally wake between sleep cycles. When a baby doesn't know how to fall asleep on their own, they'll need the same help then every time they wake. That might be things like rocking, feeding, bouncing, or holding. So when parents ask, why does my baby wake every hour? The real answer is usually sleep associations, not hunger. Sleep associations are the things that your baby associates with falling asleep. Feeding to sleep, rocking, bouncing, holding, things like that. This isn't about doing less for your baby. It's about teaching them a skill gradually. Even small changes at bedtime can reduce how often they wake overnight. If you're not sure what's normal at your baby's age, download my free sleep chart below. It shows how much daytime and nighttime sleep they really need so you know what to expect and what to work on. If your baby wakes up between 4 and 6 a.m. every day, it's usually not random. Early mornings are controlled by sleep pressure and their circadian rhythm, not willpower. The biggest culprits I see are too much daytime sleep, bedtime that's too early or too late, or a last wake window that's stretched too far. What's a wake window? I'll explain that in just a second. But when babies are overtired, cortisol, or the stress hormone, spikes. And cortisol loves waking babies early. Early mornings are a signal, not failure. A small schedule adjustment can make a huge difference within days. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. What time does your baby usually wake up in the morning? I'd love to help make early mornings easier for you. Here's something most parents are never told. It's not about how many naps, it's really about how long your baby stays awake. Wake windows are the amount of time that your baby can comfortably stay awake before becoming overtired. When wake windows are too long, babies fight naps, night wakings increase, and early mornings become constant. When wake windows are just right, babies fall asleep faster, sleep gets deeper, and nights stretch longer. Following wake windows work with your baby's biology, not against it. Don't forget to grab my free sleep chart linked below. It shows age-appropriate wake windows so you're not left guessing. Here's a big one that most parents overlook. Your baby's day sets up their night. Sleep is a 24-hour system, not nights versus naps. When days are chaotic, overstimulating, or overtired, nights usually unravel. But babies who get enough daytime sleep, have predictable rhythms, and calm transitions almost always sleep better at night. You don't need a strict schedule, just a predictable flow. And there's one specific part of the day that has the biggest impact on nighttime sleep. I'll tell you exactly what that is in just a minute. But first, if bedtime feels like a battle, it's usually because your baby's brain doesn't know what's coming next. A routine is a cue. It tells the brain it's time to power down and go to sleep. Your routine doesn't need to be long. Something like dim the lights, do a diaper change and put them in their pajamas, feed them outside of their sleep space, put them in their sleep sack, and get them into their crib calm but awake. Done in the same order every single night. Okay, so now to the part of the day that matters most. It's the last wake window right before bed. When that one is too long, nights almost always fall apart. Consistency beats perfection. Tiny routines create big sleep shifts. If you want help lining up bedtime with the right wake window, download my free sleep chart below. It makes bedtime so much easier. If your baby sleeps great in your arms, but wakes the second you put them down, then this one is for you. Your baby's sleep environment plays a huge role in how long they stay asleep, not just how fast they fall asleep. Babies are incredibly sensitive to things like light, temperature, and stimulation. Even small disruptions can pull them out of sleep during those light sleep cycles. Here are the typical big environment mistakes that I see all the time. Too much light, even a hallway or glowing nightlight can signal morning to a baby. Inconsistent sound, a quiet room makes every noise feel loud. Or large temperature swings. Babies wake more often when they're too warm or too cold. Quick, simple fixes that work. The room very dark. Think can't see your hand in front of your face. If you must use a nightlight, make sure it's either red or amber in color, as those colors do not interfere with their sleep cycles. Use consistent white noise all night long, and dress your baby for sleep based on the room temperature, not the season. These changes help your baby connect sleep cycles instead of waking fully between them. That can mean fewer night wakings and later morning. You don't need fancy gadgets or a perfect nursery, just a calm, consistent sleep space that supports your baby's natural sleep rhythms. If you're working on longer stretches of sleep, this is one of the easiest wins you can make, and you can start tonight. So, if you're wondering, why does my baby do this? The answer is usually sleep biology, not something you're doing wrong. When you adjust wake windows, protect daytime sleep, and use simple routines, night wakings and early mornings often improve fast. Try just one tip tonight. And remember, you don't need perfect sleep, just the right tools. Now that you know why your baby wakes at night and how to fix it, you might be wanting to know the best way to set up your baby's room for all-night sleep. But how do you do that? It all starts by watching this video next, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's way more powerful.